Guys!
Hey guys, I know I'm green today. Issue with my lighting, it actually went kaput and it almost blew up my house, and so I'm using my iPhone instead. So as I am green, the color of nature, let's talk about Brother Nature. Brother Nature, the reincarnation of dog whisperer Cesar Millan. He is a internet meme, animal rights activist probably. He is a influencer, and I hate that word, but I'll explain why later. And he got beat up. When I first saw the video of him getting beat up on Twitter, I was obviously very shocked? Yeah, I was shocked. I was surprised, mildly, because he's a nice person from what I've seen of his videos. He's always talking about Canela, and I assume that he hasn't killed her for meat yet. He's generally one of the least annoying internet people to get famous lately, and so I wondered, why would anyone want to beat him up? So he tweeted, "I know there's a video out of me getting jumped. Everyone in the pizza store literally just watched with their phones out. I did nothing. Oh well." But this is kind of fishy to me, because I can't believe that, whilst I love the show Black Mirror, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think everyone in a store would just record him and not help him if he's getting beaten up for no reason. There had to be a reason for it. So I did some digging and research on Twitter, and I found very easily the video of him actually getting jumped, he says. And in the video, which I'll play right now, and in the video, you can see that he's getting kicked and water thrown in his face by this guy. But if you go back to the tweet to analyze it, he used the term jumped. And to be jumped, to me, is to be attacked by a group of people, usually a gang of hoodlums. More than one person, always, and they have to catch you by surprise. In the video, it seemed like it was only one guy doing all the attacking and kicking. So either he's lying, or there's more to the story that wasn't recorded. So I did some more digging on YouTube, and Keemstar made an unnecessarily long video interviewing the guy who actually beat him up, and the video was 18 minutes long. It had no right to being that long. It was over in 5 minutes, maybe, if you cut all the filler out. And it was so awkward too, because the guy would go, then I walked out the store, and Keemstar would go, "So you walked out of the store?" "Yeah, go on."
At this point, you could tell he's drunk.
Well, it's late at night, so he just came from a club, like drinking or something, comes in drunk. And
it was just so unnecessary, all the pandering and stuff, but oh well. I watched it so you don't have to. Basically, in the video, the whole gist of the story is, this guy was sitting down at a pizza place. The store had just packed up, and they were about to close in 10 minutes. Then Brother Nature walks into the store with 2 girls, or 1, I don't know, it wasn't made clear. He walks to the store with a couple girls, and he goes to the employees and he's like, "Hey, I want to get served, yeah?" They're like, "Okay, we can serve you." Then he says, "Oh, I want to sit down here with like the rest of the guys eating." But they're like, "No, we've already packed up, we've already cleaned the table, so you can't sit down." But he's like, "What? No, I really want to sit here." He keeps arguing with them, and they say, "We can't let you sit here. You can sit at the bar, you can sit outside, you can take your food and go home. The one thing you can't do is sit down here because we've already cleaned the tables." Which is fair enough, because after your shift is over, you just want to go home. And then Keynote, he was apparently very drunk, and that's important later on. So he goes into a fit of rage, and he brings out his inner white woman and says, "Can I speak to the manager?" And then the employee says, "I am the manager." It may have been a bluff, I don't know, but anyway. And then Brother Nature goes, "Oh, do you know who I am?" And this is the only part of the story that I think is slightly exaggerated, because that phrase, "Do you know who I am?" has never been used in real life. I feel like it's such a movie cliche. "Oh, I'm famous and I'm a snob." I don't think anyone would actually say it, but then again, I can't judge, I wasn't there, I didn't see it. Anyway, he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And then they're all like, "We don't care who you are, we're not gonna serve you to sit down because we've already cleaned up, but you can take your food outside and go, or you can take it and sit in the bar area," which is like a different area. So at this point, the guy who beats him up later, which is a spoiler kind of, not really, the guy who beats him up later takes his phone out and starts recording him, because it's like, it's kind of funny, this guy's being an arsehole, let's record it and get him exposed. One of the 2 girls that I mentioned earlier, his groupies probably, one of the 2 girls comes up to the guy and says, "You can't record him because he's famous, so take your phone down, like stop recording him." The guy is obviously quite confident, feel me? Which I respect that. He's obviously quite confident, and he says, "No, I'm gonna keep recording him." So then the girl goes up to Brother Nature and she kind of snitches and she says, "Oh hey, this guy's recording you." Then Brother Nature, it's kind of known to call him Brother Nature all the time, I'm gonna call him BN. After the girl tells BN that this guy's recording him, BN goes up to the guy and says, "Hey, give me your phone, delete the recording," and he keeps asking him to give him his phone. He says, "No, you're not getting my phone." He apparently laughs in his face, and he even says, "I'ma smack the nature out of you," which I don't believe he ever said that, because that's too rehearsed.
I laugh at him again, I go, "Yo, if you don't take 2 steps back, I'ma smack the nature out of you."
Okay.
And that's really funny. I'd like to believe it was true, but it's probably fake. The manager at this point is like, "Can you get out of the store, please? You're causing commotion." So his girls walk out the store first, as you can see in the footage, but Brother Nature stays down for a few more seconds and gets his phone out and points at the 2 guys. It seemed unclear what he did, but I've got more footage for that later. Points at the 2 guys and he walks out the store. Then not even 5 seconds later, we can see Brother Nature charge into the door, head straight to the guy who's recorded him, and start swinging at him. And to be honest, he was kind of winning the fight until another guy came in and came from behind and started hitting him. Then he started going to the floor. So I guess in that sense he was jumped, but no. And then later you see that he's on the floor being kicked and having water thrown in his face by the guy who was interviewed by Keemstar in an unnecessarily long interview. And that's about it. Quick note, the thing that Brother Nature, when he brought his phone out and pointed at the 2 guys, he was actually saying this.
Dead man, dead man.
He pointed at them and said that they were dead men. And so that is the story. So obviously in the tweet when he said that he was jumped and nobody did anything, it's very clear that they didn't do anything because he was being an asshole, and that's why they didn't even care about him. So technically he didn't lie, but he did mislead us by making it seem like he was innocent and like a pacifist, because the video that got out was a video of him like, leave me alone, oh no, and not doing anything, when really he's one who came in charging, but he didn't put that on the internet. And this is the easy segue into a bigger issue of celebrities or influencers. I hate that word, and I'll tell you why later. Influencers being entitled. The reason why I hate the word influencers is because it gives them power. It's like saying Voldemort. Like no one in Harry Potter ever said Voldemort because he'd literally come teleport and kill you. And also it was like giving him power by saying his name. Saying that an influencer is like making their heads go bigger, I think. Because back in the day, I hate saying this, but back in the day, you couldn't be famous without having some sort of skill. And I don't want to be all boomery and be like, oh, back in my day, we used to kill them brown kids. But it was true. The lowest effort ways of being famous back in the day were either dating someone famous, or being a mistress of a married famous man, or hell, even being a terrorist. And that's not even lazy. That takes effort, man. That takes... I'm not giving you props. Anyway, irrelevant. But with the internet, there's so many ways to get lazy fame. Case study number 1, Daniel Broccoli. I can't stand this girl, even though I kind of unironically like her because she's kind of hilarious, but she's not. She got famous for being a disrespectful brat to her mum, and she said that she'll catch her mum outside, catch her doing what? The chores? The dishes?
Catch me outside, how about that?
I never really got that, but someone like that is famous and an influencer. Obviously, if it was before the internet, she'd be famous and she'd have her 5 minutes of limelight, and then she'd go back to her humble abode with her mother, catching her outside, I don't know, catching her, making her fall, I don't know, and she'd have a regular life. But with the internet, she has something called clout, and clout can be converted into money, because companies, every company in the world wants people, and the best way to get people to know about you is advertising. And you can advertise via influencers, because if they have a lot of followers and if they post something and it's like, I use this product and it cleared my gunky skin, then people who follow them will be more likely to buy it, and they can get brand deals and sponsorships and whatnot. And that's how people sustain that sort of level of income. It's just a giant never-ending loop of success. So whilst maybe in the 1940s she would have been famous for 5 minutes and then never again, now she could sustain that by making more and more stupid memes and just milking it. I'm not saying that regular celebrities aren't entitled and annoying. They are. I don't want to name names so I'll get pissed off. But influencers, with this whole influencer movement, more and more people can attain the celebrity status, and that means more people can misuse it. Analogy time. Ooh, time to regain your attention as an audience. Do you remember that bitch in high school who used to make fun of you? We all had one of those girls, or boys, maybe, no gender assignment. Maybe it was a girl or a boy who was just mean to you for no reason. They were still a popular kid, but they were just mean. We all had one of those. That girl is one of 3 things now. 1, pregnant. 2, a better person. Or 3, still as mean as they were before. And that means, whenever I hear about bullying in the workplace, I'm just like, didn't you guys grow up and stop doing this stuff? But people will still stay mean after high school. So if that girl who bullies you is still option 3, a bitch, and she's either one of 2 things. 1, a regular bitch, or 2, an influential bitch, someone who has a platform. The fact that anyone can be an influencer nowadays means that it's even more likely that their influencer is going to be a bitch. And what do you think? Their fame is going to make them become humble, or is going to get to their heads, make them become even worse of a person? Bingo, the ladder. Is it the latter or the ladder? I think I said ladder sometimes. I think it's ladder. I think it's like L-A-T-T-O-N-D. I think I'm stupid. The ladder? No, the ladder. It's the ladder. Case study number 2, the Ace family. Now, I'm not going to talk about them too much because this video is about Brother Nature, not the Ace family, but I can't stand family vloggers because I hate vloggers in general, but family vloggers, it's like the 2 things I hate: children and vlogs. The Ace family are 2 parents, family vloggers who vlog their child and exploit her for views and money, and they're very famous on YouTube. They've got like 1 million subscribers. But don't worry, they don't let it get to their heads. They have regular people issues like not having enough space in their mansion, having to walk all the way from their bedroom past the pool to their private gym, and they even work.
Guys, we are literally working right now at a restaurant.
Yes, we are.
Austin has been making food for the past hour, and I've been taking orders. Do you understand how cool that is?
Ace family.
Guys, I was literally working. I mean, it's fun for about an hour, but when you have to work for your livelihood, when you have to work for your livelihood, it's not quite fun, is it, Jenny?
Guys!
If you know me, you know that I hate work. I hate every job I've ever had. My managers always shout at me for reasons that probably are my fault. But I hate work, and that's why I have this YouTube channel. And that's why I'm trying to be a singer too, so that one day I might never have to work again. But irrelevant. All influencers to a certain degree are cocky, and they need to be cocky because that's how they get their money. That's how they make sure they know their worth, because their opinions kind of matter. But cockiness is a double-edged sword. Like, comb my hair if you didn't know. The issue is when people become entitled. There's a really funny tweet reply I saw to Brother Nature getting beat up. So he tweeted, obviously, that I just got jumped, and this girl quote tweeted and said, you want some head? And I thought that was really funny, yeah. But this is where it starts. There are some people who like you and would do a lot for you. For instance, give you head or something less crude, like if one of the employees did recognize him and he was like, oh brother, that's Brother Nature, you know, okay, I love your stuff, man, I'm gonna get these Shazams for you, I'm gonna work overtime and not get paid anymore. Someone could have done that, and then that would have been fine because that was consensual, that was their idea. But the issue is when you expect this from everybody. It's when you go into a store with expectation that because you are famous on the internet, when you walk into any store in the world, even in Beijing, and you're like, oh, you Chinese people, and you must know my stuff on Twitter, my little memes that get a couple 100,000 retweets. Like, sorry, newsflash, you're not as important as you think you are. My dad has no idea who Beyonce is. I know, Beyonce? Yeah, Beyonce. He has no idea who Rihanna is. He definitely doesn't know who Billie Eilish is. He definitely doesn't know most of these celebrities that people idolize so bad. And I kind of love the idea that someone can live their whole life without knowing who someone is and not knowing all this drama. Like, you could be crying over someone and I have no idea who they are. I think that's really cool. Like, the idea of being a stoic and not caring about what people will find so trivial. Anyway, that's irrelevant. As I was saying, my father has no idea who Beyonce is. There's always going to be someone somewhere who doesn't know who you are. And there's always going to be someone who knows who you are and hates you for it. Do you know how people think Brother Nature isn't funny? I can see why you wouldn't think he's funny because he's like the Canada guy and also kind of irrelevant, but I kind of feel bad for celebrities who get famous because of one certain thing or one certain trope. Like how Old Town Road guy. Little Nas X, that's the point. Like, he's the Old Town Road guy. In most of his interviews, he wears a cowboy hat. I know that more that he didn't want to. They told him to. You're the cowboy guy, haha, yeah, wear that hat, gay boy, or else. He's got more to him than just like, haha, I made that one song. And I feel like Brother Nature's kind of the same with like Canela. Like, it's always like that one animal. It's probably dead by now. It's always like Canela. It's like they have more to them, and I feel kind of bad that they're forced to a box. But yeah, that's another topic for another day. If I ever got famous and I was famous for like one thing only, I would flipping, I'd hate it. Back to what I was saying. There are people who will know you and actively dislike you because you are internet famous. So don't go treating life like everyone's your fan because you will get beaten up, and rightfully so. But I think he should have got beaten up. If I was there, I wouldn't have defended him. So I don't condone violence, but I don't condemn it either. In that situation, it was kind of justified. And he did start the fight. So yeah, totally. He should have got beat up. It's good. The final point I want to make is, how does this happen? Like, how did celebrities get to a certain point where they feel entitled to other people's time or even their bodies? Like with Harvey Weinstein, the whole Hollywood scandal, because he was rich and famous, he would abuse girls and they wouldn't say anything because he's in a position above them. How do people get to thinking that they can own people? Obviously, partially it's because they're famous. They have so many numbers, so many followers, so much money that they feel like they're above other people who aren't on the same status. But that's only some of the issue. I think most of it comes from celebrity idolization. Case study number 3, BTS. Wait, no, I don't actually have a problem with K-pop really. I just don't like it, and the fans make it so much worse than it actually is. But anyway, K-pop stars. Pretend you're a K-pop star. No, you don't want to, but pretend you're a K-pop star, and you've been used to all of your life having all these fans and all these fangirls and all these groupies. Every girl in every club in Korea that you've been to has been all over you. Like, you can't even walk because there's so many girls trying to get a piece of all this. And then you go to Belgium and you go to a club there and nobody knows who you are. But because you've been used to every girl in the world treating you like you can do whatever you want to them, you go to Belgium and you see 2 girls and you're like, oh, they look pretty alright. And you walk up to them and you're like, okay, get on your knees. Obviously, it's a bit far-fetched and it's not quite realistic, but that sort of mentality is what leads to certain thinking, I think. Because if you're so used to a certain thing by a certain group of people, then you're going to be used to it and you're going to expect it no matter where you go to. If every girl wants me, then of course I'm going to grope this girl in the club because I know she wants it. That hurts me to say. Don't take that out of context. If everyone loves me, I'm going to push my luck at this restaurant and see if they can like serve me after the hours because they all love me, don't they? It goes full cycle, you see. You have to realize that celebrities are everyday people and most of them are assholes, just like regular people can be. So as long as you don't idolize people and think that anyone is better than you, the only way anyone could be better than you is if you let them. You have to think it. You have to tell yourself that you're not good enough because someone's better. If that makes any sense, I have no idea. I want to end the video. It's 3 AM, I'm tired. I feel like I can't edit in the video. Like, I haven't cut my hair in ages. It's literally, it's gone flat. Giant forehead, glasses on. Burping all the time. Okay, if you enjoyed that video, then thank you for watching. But what do you think? Should he have got beaten up? Do you think it was justified? Because I sure do. If I was there, I might have been, I would have joined in. No, I wouldn't join in. I could have got arrested. Even if people were like attacking Donald Trump or something, I would probably be like, yeah, you could get him, champ. I wouldn't actually touch him because I don't want to get in any smoke myself. I'm not a pacifist, but I'm just not going to be leading the charge because that person who's at the front is going to get shot first and he's going to die. And I don't want to die. Dying would be so inconvenient, you know? It would just be so inconvenient. Anyway, tangents again. But if you enjoyed this video, check out my other video. The last one, this was really, really, really funny. And if you want to see more of this sort of stuff where I talk about an event in popular culture and kind of analyze it, let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe if you want to, of course, if you want to. And see you guys next time. Peace out.